But other than that, I don't really have much else to say. I've said not much about basketball, so you guys are going to carry this conversation. I don't remember the last time I even spoke about basketball, to be honest. It's been a minute. I've basically become a gaming channel. So there's that. Let's bring up these first couple of guests. That's Lil Low right there. We got T Sweezy. What's up with you guys?
Yo, what's going on?
How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good. I had a question though. So I
Mm-hmm.
get like Steve Nash in Dallas wasn't as good, but like even if you look at his accolades, he still made an All NBA team. Like he was still like one of the best point guards in the league. He like top five, like at worst, even in Dallas at his best. So why do you think people don't look at that like that year in Dallas?
Because he didn't win the MVP.
Okay.
That's why. I say all the time, Steve Nash in Dallas is an elite point guard. Would I say I don't think he was the best in the league? That was probably still J Kids,
Yeah.
but he was like second. Like other than J Kid, I don't know who else you'd really put above him. Those
Like
Dallas
what
teams
was
were
that?
also great
04?
offensively. Like
What year did he make OMB?
03, 04 is probably when I'd say Steve Nash hit another level because he just started getting healthier. So like maybe you could try and sneak 02 in there. I don't know. But 03, 04, and then he went to Phoenix, obviously. But he was an elite point guard before he went to Phoenix. So the idea that he's just a Phoenix merchant or whatever is kind of cap. But people don't know what they're talking about. So there's that. T Sweezy, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just letting y'all talk.
Well, this
I
is
didn't
your
want to
show
cut
where you're
nobody
meant
off.
to talk. So you got anything you want to say?
Yeah, my question is different than his though.
That's perfectly
but
fine.
no, this is my first time on your channel, Mars. I just subscribed to you like a couple months ago or whatever. So, anyways,
I appreciate you.
what do you? Yeah. So, I'm a Celtics fan, by the way. What do
Mm.
you think about my team offseason moves? And did they get better? Did they get weaker? Do you think Jalen Brown can improve that ball handle? Because it wasn't just his left hand. He couldn't go left or right. But Arab, he been struggling since the Sixers series. It wasn't just the Miami series. And then if I knew he was going to shoot 16% going into the playoffs and Al Horford being one of the worst forwards in the league, I would have had us losing too. But think about it.
Um,
We played mediocre the whole season, and we was one win away from the finals. And I believe coaching is 50%. Missoula is not it. He's trash.
oh damn. Well, you still got Missoula, so I guess that's a bad off-season move in your opinion that you haven't fired him. But I think you guys are a better team now because I think Derek White can somewhat supplement what you lost with Marcus Smart because I do think Derek White had a better defensive season than Marcus Smart, to be honest. Porzingis is a great pickup for you guys if you use him correctly. But the way I've
Right.
watched Missoula coach, I assume he's just going to be squaring up for three, which I don't think is the best way to use him.
I agree with you there on that, Mars.
Yeah, that's the issue. If you guys use him as like a post player where you can just add the extra dynamic to your offense, I think that would be great. And then he can also space the floor. But I feel like it's just going to be exclusively just using him as a pick and pop player or a spot up shooter, which is going to be a problem. I do think Joe Mazzulla is not great. I don't think he's like terrible, but I don't think he's great. But overall, if I think you're a better team, but that doesn't mean that you're gonna go further than you did this year because this all just depends on the matchups. I expect the Bucks to
All
be
right.
better. Do I expect Philly to be better? Maybe because they don't have Doc Rivers anymore. So while you guys have got better, I also think other teams in the East have gotten better. So you guys might still just make it to the conference finals and lose, or you might lose in the second round. But I still
Right.
overall think you guys are a better team than you were 4 months ago. So I guess that's my thoughts on Boston.
Okay, and we added Sam Cassell, and then we added the Bucks assistant coach. I forgot his name. His last name Lee. And then we added Phil Pressey. He's a former player that used to play for us. And then we added this other dude. I think his name is Emil something. So you know what I mean. So because Missoula he lost his staff to the Houston Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
Those assistant coaches were trash anyway. But I take Sam Cassell and that dude Lee. I'll take him any day over Missoula. Email coaching staff.
So do you think those guys are there just to be like, especially Sam Cassell, you think they're there to be assistants or they're there if Missoula's not starting off strong. They're there to replace him.
They there because to teach Missoula the X and O's. Because I'm gonna be honest, Missoula doesn't know basketball. You feel me? Like Missoula, the highest level he
Wow.
coaches Division II basketball in G League. Brad, you're telling me the best you could do is hire a G League coach who hasn't played in the NBA? Like, and mind you, what's that coach? It took him hella years to become a head coach. Missoula got, you feel me? Like, he got gifted a Hummer. You feel me? And Missoula was only in the league since what, 2016? He been there. It wasn't like he just got there. Missoula just went a head coach.
I will say I'm pretty sure that Nick Nurse, before he got the Toronto job, was coaching in like London. So Joe
I
Mazzulla
didn't
not
know
having
that.
much NBA experience isn't great because I mean isn't terrible because I think Nick Nurse wasn't coaching anywhere substantial either, and then he got a job with
Because if he
Toronto
take
and then won a
it,
championship.
how long did it take Greg Popovich to become an NBA head coach? Wasn't he with Golden State?
I don't know genuinely. I know he was like a GM for the Spurs, which I don't know what happened. Then he hired himself, so he believed in himself. But I don't. I think Brad Stevens and Danny Ainge obviously saw something in Joe Mazzulla that they hired him that long
Danny
ago.
Ainge in Utah.
No, before Danny Ainge was in Utah, they still wanted Joe
Okay.
Mazzulla a long time ago. So I think
Oh
there must be
yeah.
something. There must be something there.
Brad. And yeah, I believe if Hardy never went to Utah, he would have been the head coach.
But wouldn't you have just had the same issues with him based on the fact that he's not tremendously experienced?
No. He been there in the he been around for a minute though, and plus he knows basketball. You see what he did with Utah, like Utah was purposely taken. If Utah wanted to make the playoffs, they could have made the playoffs, bro. I see Utah at their best. Utah traded away their whole team, and they were tanking. Like, come on now. Utah is not a bad
you
team,
just
bro.
think Joe Mazzulla just doesn't know how to coach,
No,
even though, like
bro.
you said, you were one game away from the finals.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
In 2020, in the year was it 2020 in 2021, what was the Celtics' identity when Ime was a coach?
You mean 2022 when Ime was a coach?
I mean 2022. My bad. Yeah,
You're a defensive team,
right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What was the Celtics' identity this year when Mazzulla was the coach?
You're a 3-point shooting team.
Exactly. Shoot threes at will, and mind you, we had the same players. All we did was added Malcolm Brogdon, Danilo Gallinari didn't play, and we added Sam Hauser, who was on our G League team, and we traded for Michael Scarlett. That's about it. But come on now, bro. Like, your team is full of two-way players. Like, how the hell? Like, Missoula got gifted a Ferrari. He got gifted the Eastern Conference champions. He got gifted Eastern Conference champions with an upgraded roster and don't know what to do with it. You get what I'm saying? Like, bro, I promise you, bro, if Missoula was on another team, bro, he would have been exposed. But they talking about, oh, give him a chance. Y'all are one win away. Nah, fuck that. He's trash. Going to the Eastern Conference Finals, that's light. We've been doing that before his trash ass. He ain't changed anything. The only thing that he changed was our attempts went up. That's it. We don't have no offense. We don't run no plays. Like, we're very predictable. How the hell you can't expose a fucking simple 2-3? And you're supposed to be an offensive-minded head coach. Missoula,
Do you think if Tatum doesn't get hurt in the first possession of Game 7, do you guys think you can win that game?
Absolutely. But Jaylen Brown, he played bad. Horford got his ass whooped.
Is that Missoula's fault or is that Jaylen Brown's weaknesses?
Marcus Smart didn't really play bad. I'm not gonna put it on him. You said what?
Is it Missoula's fault that Jaylen Brown still has the same weaknesses he had 2 years ago, or is that Jaylen Brown's fault?
I mean, well, before the season was over with, he had injured his hand. He had got stitches in his hand.
Yeah.
He didn't let his hand fully heal or whatever. He came back like the last 2 games of the season, and then he re-injured it against Philly. And then ever since then, it's like he couldn't shoot the same. He couldn't go left. He couldn't go right. It's like his explosiveness wasn't the same. You feel me? So For those of you that keep saying he can't go left, no. He couldn't go right neither. It was like it's like he couldn't grip the ball, and it's like he couldn't get it in. He couldn't go in and out for shit. I'm like, what the hell? You feel me? But look though, Mars. Even though he had like 7 turnovers when we played the Warriors in the finals or whatever, he made up for it. It's like he couldn't do anything. Like he pretty much was unplayable. You feel me? Like, come on now.
I
You scoring
agree, but
4 points in the
if he
second
has
half?
those flaws, how much can you really put on Joe Mazzulla that the team didn't make it as far when the second best player on the team is this flawed?
What was that last question? My bad, Mars.
How much can you really put on Joe Mazzulla for the team's failures if the second best player is this openly flawed? Like everyone can see what's wrong with Jaylen Brown's ball handling ability, and that's
Well,
who Joe
okay.
Mazzulla is relying on offensively.
Okay. I don't blame him for Jaylen Brown or Al Horford play or whatever. My problem with him is he don't have a system. You know what I'm saying? His rotations, he don't never call a timeout. It was
Okay, I
one
agree.
possession.
There was a
There
game
was
against Miami where
we
they
could
went
have
on like a
won.
29-point run, and
Right. I remember this one, bro. Exactly. Yeah. I think that was game 2.
it might
We
have
was
been,
beating
yeah. It was
Miami,
in like the
and then
third quarter, and
they
they just,
scored like 40 points in the quarter, and this motherfucker then called timeout, and then this motherfucker ended the game with 3 timeouts. I wanted to slap the shit out of this cockeyed ass. I said, dude, what are you doing, bro? But yeah, though, man, like Mazzulla, like he be selling the game. Like, okay, like Ime, like Grant Williams had an interview with JJ Redick. He said Ime is the best coach I ever played for. Like Ime will call his players out. He don't give a damn if you're the best player or the worst player. If you don't do what Ime they tell you to do, or if you doing if you fucking up, Ime gonna take you out the game, and then Ime gonna get in your face and tell you what the hell you doing. You feel me? And then Grant was like, "Oh, we respected that." You know what I'm saying? Because we was off to a bad start, and in the month of January of last season, we went on a win streak. I'm going 2 seasons ago. We went on a win streak, and then we ended up being the number 2 seed. Feel me? So
yeah.
we went like what 37-10, but like Ime, he changed the culture of the team. That was a huge mistake. That has nothing to do with basketball. You feel me? Like it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. You could at least give him a month suspension or something. But come on, a year suspension and then you're gonna scapegoat him. That's messed up. Then you're gonna put his business out there, and then the girl, you don't hold her accountable at all. And she was patrolling Nia Long flights and all that stuff in rooms. Like, come on, bro.
As a Houston fan, I ain't complaining about what you guys did to Ime, but that's
Oh,
just
you a
my
Rockets fan?
that's just my bias
Oh
right there.
damn.
Yeah,
Oh
so
damn.
I'm not gonna complain about that.
I'm
But
not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie though, Mars. I ain't gonna lie though, bro. He can get y'all to the playoffs. Y'all just gotta give him the
now we're
right pieces.
talking. Now we're
But
talking.
but what I was gonna say though, I like Van Fleet. He's overpaid. You feel me? I would have gave him maybe 30 cent. I wouldn't. How much he making?
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have given him like at least 30 mil, 34 mil. I wouldn't. Nah, he overpaid. Yeah. Dylan Brooks, he is a good defender though. He's not trash. He just need to improve his offense. You know what I'm saying? Like
He's gonna improve. Don't worry, he's gonna improve.
if he was so trash, how he made what he made first team All D?
I think he was second. I think
Second
he was
team.
second team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if he couldn't play defense, how the hell is he in the league? Because he don't have no offense. He can knock down the shot every blue moon, but he's not a consistent 3-point shooter. He's a good defender. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna discredit him just because he got into it with LeBron. No, he's a good defender.
Yeah, he's really good. He's underrated on that end.
He can play the passing
I saw
lanes. He's
something
physical.
about a top 25 defenders list. I don't think Dylan Brooks was on it.
Yeah, he
He's
should have
not.
made over Kelly Oubre.
But Kelly Oubre was
He
on
got
it.
the stats.
And Oubre is a good defender too, but like he's
You
not
said
like on
Oubre?
Dylan Brooks level.
Yeah, Kelly Oubre.
Yeah,
Shout out to Kelly
Oubre
Oubre.
is like a good defender, not top 25 though. Because I remember on the
I
Warriors,
didn't
like
see
he
too
was
much,
like
but yeah.
really bad on offense, but he was like really good defenseman on the Warriors. I remember watching.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
I had a question about how do you feel about I have this gripe in the NBA, right, where they'll fire a coach when they like underperform the playoffs, and then they'll get like an inexperienced coach or like a dude who's never coached in the NBA before. Like the only time I've seen it work is with the Raptors, where They fired Dwayne Casey and they got Nick Nurse, and then they won a championship. And he hasn't coached before in the NBA. Other than that, I've never seen where
Mark
they
Jackson
have
and
an
Steve
experience.
Hey,
Okay,
Mars,
two times.
Mars,
But wait, other than
Mars. Joe
that's only
Mazzulla,
twice
Joe
though.
Mazzulla, Joe
Ime
Mazzulla could have
Udoka
did
never
what.
coached either.
Hey, Mars, Joe
Yeah.
Mazzulla could have did. Joe Mazzulla could have did what Nick Nurse did.
Huh?
Because
In
the Raptors,
2020
listen to me. Raptors
You
was
just said he was
already.
trash.
No, listen.
Wait,
He
Mark, in
is trash.
2021, the Celtics didn't they were injured though, so I don't think they underperformed relative to their expectations because the year
Listen,
before
Mark.
obviously they got injured and then they got Ime. So I just feel
guy,
it with the Nick Nurse.
other guy. What's your name?
Lil
Emmanuel?
low. He's low low.
All right, bro.
He's Lolo.
Yeah, low low.
Oh yeah, I'm
Alright.
T Sweezy. Anyways,
Okay,
what I was gonna say, no, you know how the Raptors was in the conference finals twice. They just couldn't beat LeBron, right? So LeBron left and went to LA, and they traded DeMar DeRozan. They was like, give us Kyle Lowry at DeRozan. So they chose fucking DeRozan and traded him to the Spurs for Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard played about maybe 50, 60 games, I would say. And then he went Jordan mode in the playoffs. And then he unlocked Siakam, Van Fleet, Norman Powell's playing great. And they had an elite defender in Marcus Saw and Serge Ibaka. You feel me? So what I was saying was Kawhi Leonard already had a good team. You feel me? So all they needed was a piece to help him get over the hump. He was the icing on the cake. But what I'm saying with Missoula got gifted Eastern Conference champions with an upgraded roster with 6 men a year, and his dumb ass couldn't figure it out. He's stupid.
No, you said Missoula would have done what Nick Nurse did with Toronto.
No, he could have if he was smart. If he would have played his cards right.
So he couldn't.
Yeah, so then he couldn't. He's smart.
You're saying he can, but he didn't because he's not smart, which means if he's not smart, he can't do it.
If Jaylen Brown was a playmaker, he'd be like a top 50, or top 10 player. Or if he's a great playmaker, he'd be a top 10 player. He just isn't that. So
I get what you're saying. What you're saying is he had the opportunity to do what Nick Nurse did, which is why you're saying he could have done it. But he's just not good enough to do it.
He don't know how to make adjustments, man. He don't know how to make adjustments. He don't know how to, man.
I mean, to be fair,
goes with it.
When I watched the Celtics last year with the Ime, they still have the same problem with closing out games in the playoffs, and they still have that same problem this year. So, is it really the coaching or the player just not good enough closers?
That's for the Boston fans to answer.
You said what you say?
Then when 2022, right? Even versus the Heat, right? They almost lost, and they were up 10, 11 points. It was what is it, a minute left? They almost blew that lead. So they still have the same problems they had in 2022 and 2023 where they struggled to close games. So is it really the coaching or is it the players?
I mean, shit, we can't control the referees. The reason why Miami
can't. Oh my god!
Jimmy Butler shot over 20 free throws that game.
Oh my god!
We almost got
2020.
We almost got robbed at the game. They try to say Max. They gave the Heat the 3.
Yeah, Max Strus made that 3 that they didn't give him.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
He clearly stepped out of bounds. You can't do that. You can't catch the ball out of bounds and then step in.
That 3 shouldn't have.
He was inbound. And they didn't count it either. So why are you crying? They didn't count it.
No. If you look at the replay, he caught the ball out of bounds and then he shot the 3 and Crow hopped in. That's out of bounds. Can't do that. You got to be inbound.
They didn't count it. Yeah, they didn't count the 3.
No. That's what I was saying though. They was crying about that though, but it showed in the replay. But anyway,
he didn't catch it out of bounds. If you look very carefully, it was hovering. It was the shadow of his foot that was on the line, not his actual foot. So I actually looked at it. So that's another thing right there. So y'all really shouldn't have made the finals. So that way Tatum would have jumped the way he did. So
wow, and they got
speaking of Tatum,
and they got all 8 points from the free throw.
Man, Jimmy is actually draws foul. He doesn't flop like Harden.
Bro, he does flop.
Yeah, he kind of does.
Him and Austin Reeves be pissing me off.
Nah, there's difference. If you flop and actually get fouled, you have to sell to that point. Harden will just no one will touch him and it'll just fall on the ground and just foul.
No, Harden be Harden be forcing contact and then flops.
Harden know what the hell he be doing. Harden is
Harden will hook your arm and then he'll get free throws. How does that work, bro?
That's just smart. That's high IQ basketball, man. What are we talking about?
Hook him
Harden know what the hell he doing.
Exactly.
No, he
That's high
doesn't.
IQ
Why hasn't he
basketball.
won
Hey,
then?
Mark.
Why hasn't he won then?
Because he just hasn't had the
Wait.
opportunity.
All right, let's get this. Okay, look.
I think
Yeah,
2019
sure.
was a prime opportunity to win.
Is Harden still a superstar? No. Is Harden a star player? Yes. Harden took a step back. Can he be the Houston? Can he be the Houston? James Harden? Consistently? No. Can he be half the time? Yes. But Harden would have had the ring if he would have never played the Warriors. You get what I'm saying? Harden's been
when
three
KD went
conference
down,
finals.
you choke in the
He
fourth
took
quarter
the
in
Warriors
Game
to
6.
7 games.
Okay,
right?
2018, that's fine.
And he took them to
2019,
game.
I think that was the best chance to win, and he did.
2019, the Houston team was just worse. Chris Paul wasn't fully healthy. That team was just a lot worse in 2019. That was
Mars,
the biggest
how many
issue.
Now, he
conference
played
finals
well
y'all
for the
made? Was
city,
it-
but like in the fourth
Mars,
quarter in Game
was
6,
it 2 or 3?
he had like 4 turnovers, bro.
I know
Like,
y'all
what,
lost to the
2 or 3?
Warriors. It was 2.
Oh well, James Harden
Was it
lost
2
to Golden
turnovers?
State. Golden
I know
State.
y'all lost.
James Harden lost to Golden State in 2015, in 2016.
Y'all lost to
in
Golden
2018.
State 3 years in a row. I remember that. Y'all lost them in the second round. That's how Portland made the conference finals. They got swept.
Mhm.
And then the year y'all had Chris Paul, he was hurt. Y'all could have beat them. And then KD was hurt. I think he got hurt against y'all. I can't remember it.
Mhm.
I get the
Yeah,
years
and they
mixed
still
up.
could have won. So I'm not trying to hear that for.
2015, 16, 18, and 19, James Harden lost to Golden State. And then 2017, he lost to San Antonio. That was the 5-year stretch.
Okay.
I think trading for Capella was their biggest mistake because Capella was their only shot at guarding AD in the bubble, and they just traded him away. I feel like because with the Warriors,
that's because they needed spacing for Russ, and then the playoffs came around, and
Russ should have been on the team either.
I'm not gonna lie.
Conversation.
I mean, he wasn't fucking with Chris Paul, so.
Man.
I
You only
mean,
can
Who
do so
does? Who really messes with Chris Paul? Let's be honest. Man.
they said Mars. They say y'all dumped Capella because of salary.
LeBron messed with Chris Paul.
I didn't know about that. LeBron